Welcome to JEB'S CD Universe.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, JEB'S CD Universe. Today we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to talk about all the CDs that I have purchased since starting my channel about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. It's about on par to where I usually am at, like maybe 7 a week. We're going to go in reverse order. So these are things I just got yesterday. So let's start off with a brand new release called Wednesday Bleeds. It's kind of an alternative rock band, female fronted. I haven't listened to this album yet, but I like some of their other stuff, especially their first album. I think it's Twin something. It's really good, and then this has gotten really good reviews, so I'm excited to give it a listen. Next, I bought pretty much just because I liked the cover. It's called Yasmin Hamdan, I Remember, I Forget. I think it's pop, like kind of experimental pop. I don't know, I'm excited to listen to it. Next is kind of an internet famous band or artist, Quedeca. This is Vanisher Horizon Scraper. It's gotten really good reviews. It's like I think it's 190 of all time or something ridiculous. So I'm excited to listen to it, see what I think. I always try to pick up the new albums that are getting really great reviews, of course, unless it's really not my cup of tea. Next is something I just found out of the blue. I was just going through all the records or all the CDs, and this had a little sticker on it that said something to do with Richard Dawson. He's kind of a experimental folk prog rock artist. I think he's from England. This is called Pharaoh Overlord. Louhi? I don't know. But I gave it a little bit of a listen on YouTube before buying it. It's kind of like scary metal vocals with like folk prog instrumentation is what I'm gathering. I don't know. It sounds really interesting. I'm excited. Next, Waterloo Records has a little bin of like really discounted CDs, and this was in the 99-cent bin. I have one of their other albums, Dog Me 95. Arcadian Hymns is this one. It's 99 cents. I have their other album. It's kind of like freak folk, maybe a little Decemberisty. Okay, last of my last trip was something I found in the used section. I'm just trying to get like a lot of the classic great albums. This is Ray Charles, Modern Sounds in Country and Western Music. I'm excited to have this. It's my first Ray Charles album in my collection. Okay, next is my trip to Half Price Books last week. I went kind of Lilith Fair, lots of, well, a few female singer-songwriter albums. And starting off with Sarah McLachlan. It's her debut album, Touch. $2. I mean, why not? I kind of got into this Vox song, like a dance version of it, that's really good. But this is just kind of an interesting debut. Next up is Sheryl Crow, The Globe Sessions. I really like Anything But Down. You don't bring me anything but down. And it was like $2. I was like, why not have that in the collection? I have her self-titled, so I thought I'd add this one. Next up is Corinne Bailey Rae. I think this is self-titled. It came out in 2006, 20 years ago almost. Funny story, she once came into my shop. I sell clothes, and she bought a tie, and I asked for ID. It was pretty new, so I was asking everybody for their ID because that was the policy. And I was like, oh, Corinne Bailey Rae, I think I knew who that is. And yep, sure enough, it was her. She was one of the most beautiful people I'd ever seen. She was performing in town. I think it was for her album, not the last one, but the one before that. So I'm excited to have this. I mean, everybody loves, what is that song called that everybody loves? Girl, put your records on. That one. Just a classic, like little pop tune. All right, I talked about real life in my last CD collection video, and I stumbled upon an album of theirs called Lifetime at Half Price Books. It's not very highly regarded, but I listened to a tiny bit of it. I was like, okay, it's not that bad, and I'm into real life. I'm going to add it. I just wish it would have been that other album. Heartland is what it's called. It's just a real life album that's been pretty much forgotten. Ooh, this is one I've been looking for and looking for. It's Jellyfish Spilt Milk. It's kind of like Queen or ELO meets Manic Street Preachers. Very, I don't know, pompous, fun indie rock. It's really fun. And I just like this album cover. The sad little girl spilt her milk. Yeah, I've been looking for it for years. Never like I was gonna buy it online, but when I found it in the wild, I was like, yes. And then last one I got there was this compilation, AM Gold 1968. I don't think I've talked about any other albums before, but I have a bunch that my parents had subscribed to. I've talked about the 80s ones. They also did the AM Gold. This is one they did not have and give me, 1968. And I kind of know why. It's definitely worse than all the ones that I have. It's a lot of versions of songs that are not the versions you know. Spooky, but not by Peggy Lee. It's by Classics 4. Or Light My Fire, not by The Doors, but by Jose Feliciano. I don't know. It's not bad. I'm glad I have it. It was $2. Why not, right? Okay, next is when I tried to go to End of an Ear. It's a lot farther away from me, so I can't go there very often. But my friends wanted to go down there. It's like, okay. Turns out they were having a 21 Pilots listening party. Yay! It was packed. And it was a nightmare. So I couldn't shop. People were not moving. They were just standing in front of the albums, and like you could not shop. It was very frustrating. But I did manage to see a Fun Boy 3 Greatest Hits CD hang on their little wall of rare CDs. It wasn't $8.99, that's just a really old sticker on here. I think it was $7.99. But anyways, I've had their box set in my list of albums to buy for a long time, but it's so expensive, I just kept waiting for like some kind of deal. But I found this Greatest Hits, so now I think I'm happy. It's got all the ones I really love. The lunatics are blah, 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 blah. That's the only CD I got at End of an Ear. We're gonna go through the 3 albums I got from online purchases. This is Alabaster de Plume, A Blade, because a blade is whole. It's kind of neoclassical. He's a saxophonist. He sings his words, if the song has words at all. It's pretty darn good. I really like it. Ooh, speaking of really like, this is in my top 5 albums of the year so far, I think. It's Lucretia Dalt, Danger to Ourselves. She's kind of like an experimental, indie, electronic. She sings in Spanish mostly, but there's some English incorporated in this one. And it's just really well produced, very cool sounds, kind of scary, but still accessible. It's really good. Her last album was my favorite album of that year, I think 2023. This is her new one. It's fantastic. Okay, last one I got online, and these are only purchases I got online because I can't find them at the stores for some reason. This is Nourished by Time, his new album. It's called The Passionate Ones. The week before that was pretty much a dud at this store. I only got 2 albums, which is really rare. They kind of looked at me like, what's wrong with you? But one of them was this album called Fey Tooth, Labyrinthine. Don't know how to say that word. Labyrinthian. No, I don't know. I got this because of a channel I follow called JEB'S. He recommended it. He made it sound appealing. It's like doom metal with girls. I'm excited. And then when I was checking out, the girl's like, "Ooh, I love that album." So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be good. And the second one I got that day was Casa Overall's new album. Came out last week. It's called Cream. It's a bunch of covers of classic rap songs. I'm excited to see what he does with it. He's kind of an indie hip-hop jazz artist. Yeah, it will be cool to see how he interprets the songs. And then the trip before that was, I guess, 3 weeks ago, so that's when I started my YouTube channel. And I had a much better day. I found a lot of good things. I have 2 used albums. This was just out of the blue. I just thought, it's like, oh, that looks like an interesting artwork. It looks kind of like some classical albums that I've been into, or like neoclassical. And it turns out this is a thereminist, someone who plays the theremin. And yeah, this is like scary classical, and some pretty moments too, where yeah, the theremin's like, and yeah, her name is Pamelia Kirsten, and this is called Thinking Out Loud. The other used CD I got was Over, Shadows of the Sun. I pretty much will get any Over album I see that I don't have, and this is one of them I didn't have already. It's like, I think they're from Scandinavia, of course. It's black metal. I don't know, they kind of incorporate some folk sounds into their metal. Next, I got this Rose Royce Greatest Hits album. What's their famous song that y'all might know? I'm wishing on a star. It's like, it's disco, R&B. Yeah, I was excited. I got on sale for like $5. So just cool to have. It's actually kind of hard to find like disco, funk, soul from the 70s. Next, I got a replacement for my Goldfrapp Felt Mountain album. This is a brand new album. It doesn't have the second disc like the one I have, that has just some bonus songs on it. And I was actually kind of having trouble finding this, but I finally saw it in the wild and I got it. Next is Susumu Yokota. It's really cool, like experimental electronic, kind of some found sound mixed with just like drone, I don't know, and classical mixed in there. Just a cool Japanese artist. A new album from Hand Habits. It's called Blue Reminder. I listened to it a couple times, and she just seems to keep changing her sound, and this is a lot more like rock focused. She used to be very like indie singer-songwriter. It's still got that sound, but I was really impressed. I like it a lot. Next is the new Water From Your Eyes. It's a Beautiful Place. This album is really good. I've listened to it like 3 times in the last couple weeks. It's, how do I say, experimental alternative rock. This a little bit reminds me of kind of like Apples in Stereo for some reason, because they use some weird sounds, but it's still like accessible pop. Yeah, super good. In my like top 10 of the year. Ooh, next is one that I think is maybe my top 5 of the year. CMAT's new album with this horrible cover. Like one of the worst. I mean, it's so bad now. It's trying to be so bad that it's good, but it's maybe just so bad. But it's called Euro Country, and it is fantastic. The production quality is just so well done, and her lyrics are amazing as ever. She's funny, she's sad, she's sincere, even if when she's being sarcastic. She's just so good. And she's kind of, I mean, Euro Country, she's kind of going country on this album. It's still definitely like modern pop production sound, with a little bit of like country sound to it too. Yeah, highly recommend. Next is one I kind of just bought on a whim. It is called DJ Haram Beside Myself. I like this a lot. It's really experimental, but it's got some fun beats too. A little bit scary, not what you would expect, and kind of like some Middle Eastern influences in there. Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, I definitely recommend. I haven't listened to this one yet, but it's the new Blood Orange, Essex Honey. I love all his other stuff. I'm sure this is going to be fantastic. I'll let you all know when I give it a listen. 2 more. This is the last album from Saint Etienne. It's real sad. It's called International. I've gotten really into some of their albums lately. But yeah, they just released this and they said they're not going to release any more. I haven't listened to it yet, but it's supposed to be just kind of like pop dance. They're very like sugary, sugar pop. But also they use some like experimental like samples and also just like some kind of lo-fi beats sometimes. If you haven't heard Saint Etienne, give them a listen. Okay, next is maybe the most expensive CD I've ever bought, like new. I maybe purchased something that was older for more expensive, but this was $31. And it's a 30-minute album. It's $1 a minute. But it's Sophie. It was a re-release of her, like, I think it's some of her EPs combined. It's called Product. I've listened to it a lot. It's really, really good. The sound quality is just amazing. And it was worth the money, I have to say, because it's really special. And so that's everything. Hope you had fun listening to me ramble about my new purchases. A little something different. I wanted to do this every now and then just so you guys got to know the new albums I was getting. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Oh, and please subscribe.